Today, we are doing a Zatanna deep dive to learn more about this fascinating superheroine. Is that
right? DC, if you're watching.
Am I a victim of cursive propaganda?
Is that real? No.
Chemo, Coob, Aura.
Okay, if there's any time in my life, take a risk, go for this thing I love, this is the time to do it. Yodot u erag niod anataz piid ivid od narael erum tuoba sit ginetanik saf simok kub ore.
So good.
Wow.
All right, so today we want to have a conversation about Zatanna. Now, the reason we're interested in this is because Jen Kramer, my girlfriend, has a headlining magic show here in Las Vegas. It's a stage show at the Westgate. And we found out that this superhero has a stage show. She's a magician. And it sounds like DC is going to, start putting a lot of money into making this one of their potentially main characters in the upcoming couple of years. So I felt like I needed a Zatanna 101, and every finger pointed towards you as the experts. Give us the 101 from a high level. Like, who is Zatanna?
Yes, I'm so excited to learn more about Zatanna too.
I feel like as a child, you should have been like, hey, that's my girl. Like,
totally.
You never gravitated towards her? Like,
oh my gosh. Well, as soon as I found out that she was this amazing superhero comic book magician, I was fascinated. I'm like, all right, I'd love to learn more. But I feel like there is so much more to learn. So I am
Jen had the
definitely
Harry
excited
Potter
for this
as like
conversation.
the inspirational character. So didn't even know Zatanna existed. Do you know when she first showed up on the comic book scene?
I do. Her first appearance is Hawkman number 4.
Matt, can you Google that?
All right.
Hawkman number 4.
Hawkman number 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the original?
Wow.
She's changed.
There she is.
She changed a lot. She looks nothing like that anymore.
Well, okay, so with comics back then, though, too, because with the colors and everything and the cost of printing, that's why there's a lot of differences where, like, they probably intended for her to be in black, but, like, it was cheaper to print in blue. And this was in, like, the 60s, I believe.
Dude, but, like, it's a Hawkman comic book, but she gets
Hawkman.
the home
Well, that's
page.
very
She
common
gets the
amongst
cover.
people's first appearances is that it's in someone else's series, like... Like Spider-Man appeared in Amazing Fantasy 15. Like it's very rare someone's first appearance is like their solo comic. They like introduce the character to be like,
give
our
like test the
people are
waters
gonna
a little
like
bit,
this.
see if they like them.
Is it normal that she would be on the cover when she's first introduced, or
No,
is that rare?
Yeah, because normally you have like a first appearance and then you have a first cover appearance, or like maybe you'll have like a cameo or something like that. So no, for her to like they knew she was gonna be a star. They're like, we're gonna put you front and center. And Hawkman too. Hawkman, he was in the Black Adam trailer, so he's gonna be in Black Adam for sure. So I wonder if they're gonna sneak peek her in Black Adam.
Think?
There's a possibility because she's going to have her own film. They haven't cast it or anything yet, but she's going to have a film.
Like, it's not quite Batman, you know? I think I'm getting a little bit
Well, I think with a lot of characters, like it's so hard to make them cool because like the costumes and everything just like ruin it for them. Like how do you make
like
a flying Birdman cool?
And the only time I see those wings anymore, it's like a girl at EDC, and you're like, you're gonna put it on that guy? Like you're gonna make him the tough guy? It's gonna be real tough, man.
Hawkman totally is dressed as a girl from EDC.
Give us your personal opinion of Zatanna. Like, you know a lot about comic book superheroes. Just in your personal opinion, where does she rank?
Zatanna is awesome. Like it's very common for you to find people that are like, oh, I don't like XYZ character or whatever. It's very hard to find someone who's like, ugh, Zatanna, like she sucks. Like anybody could beat her, blah, blah, blah. And like the Comic-Cons and everything, there's always at least one, if not numerous cosplayers walking around as Zatanna. Like she's got a cool outfit. Like she's cool.
Can you look up cosplay
And
Zatanna?
she's like super powerful. Oh, there's a lot of them.
That would be fun. Imagine going to one of the Comic-Con kind of events.
And you could perform real magic.
Showing
People would
up
be
and
like-
doing magic.
Yes.
That would be so much
That would be
fun.
Because they'd be like, oh, some girl who
That
likes
would be a
comics. And then you
blast.
pull out your elevator trick or like one of your big illusions, and they'd be like, shut.
Like she's the real deal.
That
It's
would be
really her.
fun.
Yeah, there they are. Yeah, she's got a cool outfit.
See, I thought
Everyone
that'd be cool. So
That's
the movie
cool.
came out and they hired you to do some of the magic, like promoting or something. It would be pretty neat.
Yeah, have they
Or
called
like,
you yet?
Yeah, you could
They had female magician.
yeah.
We're making a movie about that.
Right. Do some R&D work at your stage show. Okay, so you're personally a fan.
I'm personally a fan. I think she's awesome. She's a magician, but she's like a sorcerer too. It's like it's in her blood. Like you have the whole family aspect behind it too. I always love a good story where it's like the girl's just like her dad or like her dad trained her or whatever. I think that's super cute. And she does this as a profession. So it's like she's actually magical, but she's like putting
Pretending
on the stage
it's like
show.
it's an illusion, but it's actually not an
but it's
illusion. 'cause
actually
she's-
real.
Yeah, it's the
Now,
same.
does she
same with Jen, yeah.
incorporate real magic, meaning beyond the practical magic, I guess
Like
as they
tricks.
refer to it?
Like she's a little bit of a trickster.
Right.
Yeah.
Does she though incorporate the magic that goes beyond that into her stage show? Like the magic that's not just sleight of hand, but the magic that's more of, I guess, what they would call the mystical arts,
Like the
that's-
actual,
like the actual deep magic that's from her. I
Yeah, like,
guess her
what's her
mother's
stage show
side.
look like?
Well, her stage show is like the rabbit out of a hat and like things like that. Because
Gotcha.
you gotta think of the time too, like on the show and in the comics and everything. Like that was, I don't know how magic aged, but like I imagine that's like older magic. You know, like I don't think you do that in your. Do you pull a rabbit out of a hat?
I don't pull a rabbit out of a hat.
But yeah, like
sure, it's very classic.
Jen,
That's a
that
good
one
point.
seems like it could be something I
Like
could
the
see you doing.
things out of a box and like.
But you're right. The rabbit out of a
Oh.
hat is sort of a classic. Like when you think magician, you think, okay, rabbit out of hat. It's sort of one of those classic magic ideas.
Which she does,
Yes.
like.
Like the bow tie.
Right. She does have a very classic magician look
Oh, her
too.
hand yeah, it's a little different than your show. Hand comes out the middle.
She just takes somebody from the crowd.
Yeah, he just pulled him out of the audience. So yeah, she uses her.
Hey, you get
magic
roses sometimes.
Oh, true.
Yeah, like those boxes. Those seem very classic.
Yes.
Does Batman come to your shows?
Only in the
Dylan's going to show up at the next show
Yeah, in the
in a
dressing
full
room.
Batman suit.
real quick. Harley Quinn is your favorite character,
Harley
right?
Quinn's my girl, yeah.
So we do have a comic here, which is the Harley and Zatanna.
Harley's
Do
little
you
back
feel like
book.
they would make a good combination if they teamed up?
They would make great like hero villain. Yeah, so they make a great like Zatanna's Zatanna's a hero and Harley's obviously a villain. So that's a good mashup there cuz like Zatanna's like, a bad mamma jamma and Harley's like a loose cannon.
Do you think she could rein in
Interesting.
Harley Quinn? Make her a good person?
I don't think she can make her good. No, she could hold her own with Harley. Like she totally would.
She can
like,
erase memories. Maybe she could fix
make
Harley's,
her forget
be
about
like
the Joker ever existed. That would be a fair point. Like if you just forget this man ever existed at all, like you'd be a psychologist.
And then
Like,
she goes
it'd be
back to
great.
being a healthy psychologist.
Yeah, she goes back to being a normal person.
Yeah.
So Harley Quinn is your favorite?
Oh, that's my girl. Yeah.
So tell us why.
I feel like I am Harley Quinn. Like
Oh.
we have a similar backstory. I swear. I'm like
You
she
were
was
gonna
a
be a
psychologist.
psychologist?
I wasn't gonna be a psychologist. I was a former sports reporter, and I followed someone else's dreams, and in the process lost myself and went psycho.
Oh.
And I didn't go like full blown psycho.
Yeah.
I'm not-
Right.
With the
I'm a
mallet.
little bit exaggerating.
But do you own a mallet?
I
You
have
probably
her.
might.
I have
Is it
her.
from the
I-
cosplay?
I have her baseball bat. I don't have the mallet, but I have the baseball bat.
Imagine if Hailey's like, I have it right here.
I should have brought it. I have it.
Oh my God, that's the two
No,
of
yeah,
you
so
right
she
now. I
has
had no
the-
idea.
She has the baseball bat. I have that. I have her prop gun that has the bang, like from the old school cartoon series. I have a couple of variants that I've cosplayed Harley Quinn as. I've even been like Dr. Harley Quinzel, like before she goes
Oh, cool.
cuckoo crazy. But yeah, that's my girl.
Wow.
That's my choice.
That'd be fun. Imagine if we cosplayed together and
Yeah,
I was
you
Zatanna
two
and you were
would be
Harley
perfect.
Quinn.
I would love
We got to be this
that.
dynamic, magical duo.
Tell us about Comic-Con. What's it like? What did you see?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So the one thing that's common misconception about Comic-Con too, because it's just called Comic-Con. So the biggest one is in San Diego Comic-Con.
Right.
But every town now has like their own version of Comic-Con. It's not all the same people. So it's just a comic book convention.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's in New York. Oh, it's in Portland. It's in Philadelphia, wherever it is. So there's a whole bunch of them. But San Diego was like the first one. So that's
Right.
where all the big announcements
And that's the
are.
one you were at this
Got
year?
it.
I was there this year. They had a smaller one last year because of COVID and everything. So they called it Comic-Con International. International, so I was at that one too. But this year it was like the first time it was like back and like post-COVID. And you just had to wear masks and everything. But it was huge. They made all these announcements.
Anything Zatanna related?
Nothing Zatanna related as
Okay.
far as announcements. I think because they had already announced that she was going to be a film in March. So was there a convention around that time? I don't know. I think they were just like, oh, we're just going to do it. Because DC is kind of like in hot water for a lot of things. So they're like, okay, let's do something good.
Throw it out there.
Let's draw the attention away from all the other things happening with us. But yeah, so Comic-Con, like it's a really cool experience. The cosplaying is there. The announcements are there. There's like interactive things to do. The whole city changes to be like comics, including the prices of everything. But it's so expensive to eat while you're there. It's ridiculous. And they know it. Because you're like right there in the Gaslamp district in San Diego. It's right there. Yeah, because the convention center is right on the water. So they have all these interactive experiences too, like Game of Thrones and stuff. So I was going around talking to people, and the Game of Thrones ones in particular, they didn't plan it or anything. It was just a pop-up thing that they planned it. The people didn't know it was planned. And I asked them, I was like, how long have you been waiting in line? This was at 11 a.m. And they were like, oh, since 5:30.
Oh my gosh.
In the morning, just waiting in line.
Wow, that's dedication right there. That is commitment.
Psycho.
Yeah.
That is psycho nonsense right there.
We'd love to learn more about Zatanna's family, her origin story.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Okay, well, her mom is like this big mystery throughout the whole thing. Like her mom has like this super secret, and they're trying to figure out the super secret the whole time. Her dad's the one who taught her magic and like who she wanted to follow in his footsteps.
He was a stage magician.
He was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zatara, right?
Zatara. Yeah. So it's
Everybody's got to
Zatanna
see. That's a
and
whole.
Zatara.
Everyone in the family has this.
Yeah, and they're referred to as the Zatara family.
Well, that's their
Right.
last name. Oh,
Yes.
first name Zatara or last name?
Zatanna
John
Zatara.
Zatara.
Oh.
So
she's Zatanna's Zatara.
Zatanna.
Zatanna
Right?
Zatara. Yeah.
Zatanna
Yeah.
Zatara.
And
What
her
a
dad
name.
is John Zatara, and then her big love interest, she gets around, but her big love interest is John Constantine. So I think there's a
AKA
little
Dylan.
connection there with the
Got
Johns.
it.
You
But
think
yeah.
I look like John Constantine?
You tell me.
No. I
Let's
wish
see.
I had magic.
You're magical to me.
Aww.
Oh, that is sweet.
But and they have a magical
mo-
fortress.
And what's her mom's name?
Cindella, right?
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, Jen knows.
Look at you.
Thanks. And I heard Cindella was a part of the Homo Magi, which rather than Homo sapien, Homo Magi was, I guess, a mystical
magic
group
species?
that had magic.
Yeah.
Like actual magical powers,
Yeah.
according to
Matt, can
the
you
legend.
So the house is called Shadowcrest. Will you bring up a
Shadowcrest.
picture of this? So the way I understand the house, it's kind of like the Doctor Who house, like you know that like
Doctor Who or
phone
Doctor
booth thing?
Strange?
No, you know Doctor Who,
Okay.
that phone booth that
Yeah.
like moves. It's kind of like magical, and like you step inside and it's bigger than it looks from the outside.
Yeah.
So I
It's,
think Shadowcrest is like that. Like it
And it
doesn't have.
travels as well, right?
Right,
It
it
goes
doesn't
anywhere
have
she
a-
wants it to go.
It doesn't have an exact location. Although in the article says that it's usually in San Francisco, but it can definitely move around.
to wherever
Is she from our
needs it to
dimension?
be.
Or she's
Earth-
multidimensional.
Earth 1 is her.
Oh, that's us? Is that,
There's
which Earth are we?
there's different Marvel does it best when they describe like the multiverse type
okay,
thing.
gotcha,
So the
yeah.
one she's part of is Earth 1, which is our
Gotcha.
dimension.
Right.
Our Earth.
Okay.
I also
Yeah,
just
Earth 1,
realized.
see?
Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah.
Wow.
I thought that was just a little shorthand you were
Earth
using, but
One.
no. Earth O-N-E. There it is. We got it.
Earth One. There it is. I also just realized that I think Zatanna seems to have done a great job of having magic that is really practical. Like she changes clothes really quickly, which I mean, who wouldn't
You-
want to
you
just
can do
change
that in your
clothes
show,
quickly? And she also lives in a house that moves with her, which is also
Oh.
super convenient.
Yeah, that part.
Never has to pack a suitcase.
We
in
could
her
get out of here and
life.
we'd be in San Diego. I'm like, I'll
Right?
take
I mean,
that,
at this
yeah.
point, she could just be like, all right, outfit, and the house is moving, and we're gone. It's like all the it's like the reason people love cruises partially. You don't have to pack and unpack. It's like you're in your cabin, you
on
get to
one
go.
of our first
to
dates, I
various
asked Jen, like, what superpower would you want? And she said, I kid you not, the ability to instantly have my makeup and clothes ready. I'm like, come on. You could be, like, invisible. You could have
Well,
super
it's
strength.
Okay,
That'd be
for
really
some
good for your
context.
mental health, though. Just like, I'm done.
Right?
How hard-
It would be lovely. But
Someone who
okay, here's
doesn't put
some
on makeup, I'm like,
context.
what?
Some context on that. So Dylan says, "What superpower would you want?" He expects me to say, flying or mind
I'm
reading or
ready for a
something
whole
epic.
conversation
But if you think
that
about
we can
it,
engage in.
time is our most precious resource. And so if we could just snap our fingers, and I would love for it to go in the opposite way too, by the way. I'd love to come home after the show and just snap and
Be in your pajamas?
be in my pajamas, in bed, teeth brushed, face washed, like under the covers, ready to go to sleep.
Haley, don't you think that's kind of a waste of a
It's a game
powers?
changer. That's not
a game changer for
That's
sure.
a game changer.
Thank you very much.
I never thought about that as like a superpower,
Right?
and that would be that's top 3.
Wouldn't it be great? And then you wake up in the morning and just boom, you've
And you're
got,
ready
if
to
I'm
go.
going to the show,
Come on,
hair's
Matt,
done,
back me up.
makeup's
You
done,
wanna-
ready to go.
Matt,
Dude, that would be
you wouldn't
awesome.
want that. You want makeup, instant makeup.
Yeah, that'll be great, man.
No.
You'll save.
hair,
You're telling me that's in your
everything.
top
Matt.
3 too?
Everything
Get
all
outta
together,
here.
that would save so much time.
So
Right?
much.
Yeah.
You don't even
Absolutely.
put
It's a
on makeup.
hassle. That's why people
would
get
be
like
great.
tattooed makeup. They're like, I don't want to do this every day.
Like they get so desperate, just tattoo it on.
Plus, if you were to factor into the magic that the makeup is part of the deal, I mean, just think of all the money you would save over your lifetime. I mean, makeup is expensive.
Makeup industry would be out of business. Kardashians would be no more.
Okay, so Haley,
Business.
explain to me this word logomancy, which means she casts spells by speaking backwards. Why is that a thing she does?
Oh, I was like, I thought you were going to tell me to explain it. I was like, well, you just explained it. That's what she does.
Yeah, but
Logomancy. That's
Matt,
how.
you can define
that's
that,
how,
right? Logo.
Form of divination involving the observation of words. And
No, I hate when you have to
discourse.
now define divination.
Yeah, what's divination?
Like, I hate when they define words with words I don't
isn't
know.
that just the word divine?
Well, to be able to, divine
okay,
something
gotcha.
or...
to
the
divine
practice
something.
of seeking
Got
knowledge
it.
of future
Oh,
unknown
divination.
supernatural
Okay.
means. What does supernatural mean?
Well, it was a show.
What does mean?
Oh, sure, there you go.
What does
I
mean
knew
mean? All right, we came to the source of the dictionary. Came from that movie. Okay, so she says spells backwards.
Yeah, that's how
What's
she
the
casts her
story?
spells. She said so. In order for Zatanna to cast a spell, she has to say whatever it is that she wants to be done in reverse order.
And
That's
that's something her dad taught her, or that's something all homo magi know?
No, Homo Magi is her mom, correct? And then her dad,
Cinderella.
Zendella?
Cindella?
Zendaya?
Zendaya.
Matt, can you look up Zatanna's mother? Let's get
I
the
think
name.
it's Cindella, right?
Cindella,
With a
right?
C.
So
So-
rumors start. I heard Zendaya was Zatanna's mom.
This is
That's Zatanna's mom right there.
Spider-Man. Look.
Oh my gosh.
You
Tom
see it all?
Holland.
They're all connected.
Yeah.
It all links together in the
All
multiverse.
connected.
So she
Cinderella.
So she does her spells backwards too? Do you know? We don't know. Maybe.
I don't know that one.
She's
I'm
a
going to
mystery.
assume she does because somebody
Matt,
had to teach
read us a little
Zendaya.
bit. Yeah, read us a little bit
So
about
the reason
Cinderella.
they say this spell backwards is just for concentration reasons. They don't have to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, but kind of maybe
It's
like,
something that her father taught her.
I was going to say, I thought her dad taught her it,
Yeah.
but then you started talking
maybe
about
it's
the
like. Have
magic.
you
I
guys
was
heard those
like,
studies that if you write in cursive, you remember things better because it takes like extra
Is that
brain
real?
and body
No.
connection?
I've only heard that
Maybe
because of
that's
the people
interesting.
that like want cursive to stick around.
Am I a victim of cursive propaganda?
Are you like, do you want cursive to
What?
still be a thing?
Oh my gosh. The cursive people got in my head, and now I'm here repeating these fake facts.
That's the only reason I know it.
Oh,
but
these cursive people, they're so cunning. But yeah, maybe it's like that. Maybe she says it backwards just because like that takes that extra bit of
focus.
concentration and it helps manifest
She's really good at
That's
concentrating.
interesting.
divining or whatever that word was. Divining.
Divination.
Divination, yeah.
That's
Knowledge.
really interesting. I think about back when I was in school and I was studying for tests, I remember hearing that if you used as many senses as possible while studying, you'd be
You
more
remember
likely to
more.
remember it.
Yeah.
And so I remember sometimes if I was studying for a test, I would listen to the information if I could. I would write it down
gosh.
because I'd want
Wow.
to physically write it. And
Yeah.
I think the act of physically writing it might be different from typing it as well. And I would also, I'd listen, I'd write the whole thing. I'd
By
just
the way,
try to.
Jen turned down Stanford and Harvard to go to Yale. So
Ooh.
I think whatever your 5 methods of memorizing are would
Think it
help you.
works.
I would then taste
You
the
cracked the
textbook.
I feel like she's like, I studied the test backwards, and then so I could concentrate more.
Thank you.
Okay, what do you know about Zatanna's weaknesses? Some people say she's OP. Is that true?
Well, okay, so we watched the fight with like Scarlet Witch and Zatanna,
and the clear winner
right?
was?
And the clear winner was Zatanna. So here was my theory though, because Zatanna, if she can't speak, she can't do the spells, right? But that's happened, duct tape, whatever. She can sign. She does sign language.
She can sign language?
Yeah, she can do sign language
backwards
to do the spells back. I would assume she's still doing it
she
backwards.
signs backwards?
Yeah. I only know the alphabet, so I never really picked up on,
She's
if
playing
she's
3D chess
doing it
with us.
backwards.
Yeah.
But my theory was if you chopped off her hands and then closed her mouth, she wouldn't be powerful.
Yeah, unless she could communicate with feet language.
Well, is feet language a thing?
Matt, can you check to see if feet language is a way to communicate?
I mean, there's got to be some feet language.
What if she could conjure up new
see foot
hands?
language.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my god, there are 4 types of feet.
There's distressed feet. Yeah. Happy
Oh.
feet. Interesting feet.
I feel like she could cast one spell with feet language and it would be like unbound my mouth and my hands, and then she's good.
Then she would be good to go.
Yeah, she's
would
like,
be
that's
it.
my secret feet. Feet behavior, the untapped body language you should know.
Why don't I know this?
Matt, tangent for a minute.
What have I
37
been doing for the
movements with
first
feet.
30
Never
years
mind,
of my
it's
life
fine.
that I have not studied?
Just give me the TLDR
Foot
later.
behavior.
All right, so do you know like where are her parents from? Did they immigrate to the U.S. or did they shadow crest their way into all parts of the world?
I know
or?
her dad's supposed to be like an immigrant, right? Like a first generation, right?
Maybe. Matt, check that
Isn't
out
he
for
like
us.
first generation?
Yeah, he's Turkish, right?
Turkish. So I actually have some notes here.
They live in Gotham.
So she's normally considered to be Italian, but technically Cindella is not only from Turkey, but also ethnically Turkish, meaning Zatanna is Turkish-Italian. For the record, Zatanna is a vegetarian.
Is she really? Is that
Matt,
prominent in her story?
Matt, yeah.
What?
Have you ever seen her eat meat?
I don't.
Well,
I don't
rest my
particularly
case.
know if I've. That's a good argument.
Matt, will you Google, is Zatanna a vegetarian?
Oh, she's vegan. Oh,
She's a vegetarian, yeah.
Oh, because of her work with animals.
as a stage magician.
Oh, so she has so much respect for elephants and whatnot, she
There's
won't eat them.
I love that fun fact about her,
Yeah,
though.
that's really cool. Yeah.
I'm still fascinated by why the spells are backwards and the fact that that's for concentration. I think that's really interesting.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
But that's what. So like when Scarlet Witch and Zatanna are pinned up against each other, like Scarlet Witch can't control her emotions or herself, so it makes sense that Zatanna's like, oh, cool, calm and collected, and she says her things backwards, and she can do the thing.
I would love to learn more as well about Zatanna's relationship history.
Yeah, she gets around.
She's having trouble finding love?
It's not okay. So in comic book world, like there's the one storyline that but like how we have like the Harley Quinn book and like Justice League Dark and all these other series, and like you could really see it with Marvel and the different Spider-Men and stuff like that, like how there was a Gwen Stacy and there's a Mary Jane. So they always have characters almost kind of like What If, which again is a Marvel series literally called What If. Zatanna, her main boo is John Constantine, but in the different series they have her with Batman for a little bit, they have her with Hawkman for a little bit, so she goes around dating everyone, but Constantine's that's her boo-boo, that's her main thing. But I feel like any female character in comics, though, if there's like a male counterpart, they're like, you guys, we're gonna have a thing with you guys, like
Yeah, gotta make that drama.
you gotta have that romance, man. You can't have superheroes without romance. Like,
Who
what
do
is
you want her
that?
to be? Do you think Batman was a good choice?
Batman's a good choice for no one.
Yeah, I feel like nobody should date Batman.
Nobody should date
like
Batman.
just
What about
not.
Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman and Zatanna? Yes, I am all for it.
And
Has
that
she
would
shown
be a
any-
great relationship.
Right?
You
Two
know
strong
what?
women.
They would. Seriously, they would be great.
Yeah.
That'll be unstoppable.
I mean, Wonder
team.
Woman and
Oh, yeah.
Zatanna. I feel like they would also just like defeat any enemies. Like they're powerful.
Do you get the sense that she has any LGBT in her,
Zatanna?
or mostly straight men?
I mean, she could. She's pretty straight, but I mean, she could. I could see it. I could see it.
I mean, for Wonder Woman,
I could imagine it. It could be imagined
Wonder
maybe
Woman, totally. If there's something about Zatanna comics, like the covers are always really cool because, like I said, her outfit is like on point. And that's a really big thing in the comic book world, actually, is like, so nobody really reads comics anymore, like like newer ones and stuff. So covers are what sells the book. So they'll reprint the same book
Oh my gosh.
with a variant cover over and over and over again.
Like
Yeah.
A/B testing in real life, or like,
It
I like
literally-
that one.
Yeah, no, it'll be what's this, Zatanna number 10, and it'll be the black and white variant. It'll be the lenticular variant. It'll be a 1 in 25 retailer incentive variant. Like it's the variant market. It's all the different
Interesting.
covers. Yeah.
Can you explain, like, how much is this one worth, and like, why is
This
it
one?
rated, and like, can you
Okay.
explain ratings and all that
Yes.
stuff?
So I'm gonna hold it.
Okay.
This is a CGC. So CGC is a grading company. They're the biggest grading company. There's CGC, there's CBCS, and then there's PGX, which nobody likes. So really it's CGC and CBCS, but really it's just CGC. They're called slabs when they're encapsulated like this. It's called a slab. But it'll commonly be called CGC because that's the company that does it. So they encapsulate your book, they keep your book safe, but they also give your book a rating, which is really what determines the value of your book. And this one you guys have at a 9.8. That's pretty much the highest you'll ever see in your lifetime.
Why not 9.9 or 10? Was it?
Those are
is there?
like-
Is it because there's a
perfect.
wrinkle on a page or something?
There's something somewhere, and like a 10.0 pretty much goes from factory into here. It never touches human hands. Like if you're a 10.0, like there is nothing wrong with you. Like you
My gosh.
never saw
Like
air.
like a
It
gloved
was-
person pushed it off the press into the case.
Seriously, like it went straight from factory to encapsulation. So like, because even to get a 9.8, like this is going to be a beautiful book, and you won't find anything wrong with it. Like us being normal people, we will not find anything wrong with it.
Oh, okay.
It'll be the
because I can't open
slightest
it.
little
So there
detail.
could be doodles or something in there, but at 9.8 they've
No,
already
not even.
checked.
Like even actually,
So they check every page.
They check every page, and it's funny that you said doodles though, because doodles actually really don't affect the value of a comic that much
Oh.
as far as the grading,
Interesting.
right? Because like people will sign books, and so a signature like that actually increases the value.
What about Batman's getting his mind erased by Zatanna? Do you know anything about that storyline?
No, tell me.
Okay, so the way I understand it is that Batman and Zatanna went to school together when they were younger, and later she went to school with Bruce Wayne. Of course, there was
Right.
no, and then later she finds out that is Batman, so they have like a little bit of a thing, but she ends up having to wipe his memory because the Justice League was doing something and he interfered with somebody else getting their mind erased, so she erased it. And then when he found out, he was very upset with her and trust was broken. So I think that's part of why Batman and Zatanna can't be together, because once you wipe your partner's memory, you just can't trust him again.
You can never trust Batman. He lies about who he is constantly. Nobody can trust Batman.
So Dylan, I have a confession to make.
You wiped my mind?
Oh,
Are you
no.
kidding? No, I'll still keep you. It's probably for my own good. I feel like it was probably better. I don't know some things I don't want to know, so that's
Are
good.
any of your stage costumes at all like hers?
I was
Should.
tempted to wear a jacket that to me has some
that's the
Zatanna vibes over in the closet.
Can you look
that
up Jen Kramer magic
has some
outfits?
sparkles.
Let's see if any of them
Ooh.
feel like they fit. But you don't quite, you've never had a top hat on, I don't
Well,
think,
there's
right?
one jacket in particular that, let's see,
scroll
if we
down?
scroll down, maybe there will be a photo of it.
That white one. Oh, I remember that day.
'Cause I'm thinking of a particular black jacket that to me reminds me of Zatanna. That right there.
Zach?
Oh,
that
on
the-
Jimmy Kimmel?
Yes.
Yeah, play that video. You can play that Jimmy Kimmel video. That's on her YouTube.
You were on
That
Jimmy Kimmel.
video.
You are so wildly talented and successful.
She was on Whitney
Oh,
Cummings'
thank you.
podcast. Jenny was
that.
Jen was on Fool Us.
Thanks for watching.
You watched that one? Oh yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I
Aw,
said it.
thank you.
You know Jen cut Whitney Cummings in half. Have you seen that video? That's a
It's so
really good
much
one
fun.
too.
They referenced it, I believe, but
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
that was
she talks about it. I
that
was
we
like,
talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, she's great. That was so
Yeah,
much
so
fun.
yeah, on the podcast they came up with it, but then she actually came out to the Westgate and Jen cut her in half, and
That's
that was a great day
amazing.
too.
Aw, thank you.
That's
so
right.
much
It was on
fun.
that page.
That was
but-
such a fun day.
But how
I don't know.
how do you go from
'Kay.
turning down prestigious colleges and then graduating from Yale, and you're like, but magic.
Magic.
Yeah.
I've loved it ever since I was a kid, and I remember thinking, okay, if there's any time in my life to just take a risk, go for this thing I love, this is the time to do it. So I
my
graduated,
God.
moved out to Vegas, and have been here ever since.
So what was your degree?
theater studies. So I was
That makes
deciding
sense.
it would either be
That
theater
makes sense.
studies or psychology because I felt like magic was right at the intersection of those two
It
things.
is.
So yeah, decided on theater studies. Was able to incorporate magic into a lot of my class presentations, which I was really grateful my professors.
And do you know
were
Jen's a
encouraging
black
it.
belt in Shotokan karate?
Like, you just,
and
like,
you know,
it's not even fair the amount of things that you can do and you're good at.
and because Zatanna specializes in hand-to-hand combat just like you.
I was really
true.
excited when I found
Yeah.
out that she was into martial arts.
Yeah.
Zatanna, I was like, oh my gosh, she's a magician. She performs in Las Vegas. She's into martial arts
Yeah.
like me. I'm like, whoa,
And
we
you're
have so
both
much in
into
common.
language. So Zatanna obviously speaks backwards, which you don't, but Jen also speaks French and Swahili and Spanish.
Nobody speaks Swahili. What? Oh my
Give her
Me,
some
me, me.
Swahili.
Wait, where did you say you're from? New York or something?
I am. Yeah.
Gotham is
New York is like Gotham too.
Oh, that is. That's
You're
true.
basically from Gotham?
This is exciting. This is very exciting for me.
Has
Wow.
DC called you yet? Like, be like, yo.
Listen, DC, if you're watching,
Hit me up on IG.
Oh
Hit
my
up
at
Jen
Jen
on
Kramer
IG.
Magic.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot. There's so much overlap with your life in this character.
Yeah,
That's why it's so
crazy.
fun.
But
It
like
was
that's why
really
I
exciting.
resonate with Harley Quinn. Like, granted, your character's like two different ways of resonating, but that's why I'm like, Harley's my favorite character. Like, you are Zatanna.
that's
That's
funny.
crazy.
You're like, I've been through psychological crypto.
Yeah, like,
and you're super smart. Went to Yale.
I
and
love the
karate.
Toxic
Yeah.
Boys. You know, I have that cosplay. I have.
You have that one?
I
That's
have
the
that
old,
one.
yeah, that's the old cartoon
That's
one.
my favorite though, because I
You
did
never
watch
see
it
her
as
in
a
that
kid.
anymore.
And so Harley Quinn, actually, her first appearance was actually in the animated series. It wasn't comic books. Her first appearance was in the animated series.
Really?
So yeah, so that Brooklyn Harley Quinn, like I grew up watching that. And she was super animated, and she was like into gymnastics, and that was my thing. It was like
Oh, cool.
cheerleading and gymnastics, and I was like, I like her.
Nice.
And as an adult, I was like, I MU.
That's awesome.
That is really cool.
Do you think
That
there's
is
any
awesome.
chance that Zatanna will be as well known and as popular as Harley Quinn?
If they do the movie right, yeah, abs, because she's such a cool character, and she's such like a like somebody that like little girls could like look up to, you know? Like,
yeah, because you really could push that hard because you know it's a good
Yeah.
inspirational character.
Did you know that she's related to Leonardo da Vinci?
What?
What does it say about that?
That she's related
Oh,
to
that-
Leonardo da Vinci. I just said it, man. I just said it.
I know, but yeah, read a little more of the article.
She's related to Leonardo, the Ninja Turtle. Not.
Oh!
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Oh.
kidding.
you never
Imagine
know
that would be funny.
crossovers.
I was like, wait.
Doctor Strange could
Which
have.
one's weirder?
Because she could cross. She's kind of like Doctor Strange power wise, right?
As far as like going into different
Yeah, she can
dimensions.
switch multiverses, right? So she
Yeah.
could theoretically meet the Ninja Turtles.
She could.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there you go. She's that powerful.
Well,
Wow.
what's cool about Zatanna is she can like whatever she thinks of, she can do.
Yeah. The Ninja Turtles do a crossover with Batman, I believe,
really?
too.
Can you get a list of
Did they ever
Zatanna's
do
powers
that?
and just
Yeah,
read
they
them
did a
out loud?
crossover with
It's
Batman.
me too
so
much,
that,
Dylan.
that
Oh my
could
gosh,
happen.
there's I know
Wow.
you're working hard today, man.
Okay,
Okay, go for it.
I have a question. If you could have any one of Zatanna's powers, what would you want to have?
Oh,
got,
perfect. And
like,
then what's that?
Lightning.
That's such a good
Makeup,
question.
lightning.
Lightning. That's my
Lightning.
lightning hands.
'Cause she
She has so
she,
much other things.
'cause she
Yeah,
literally.
she does other. She's actually a magical being. So like,
Yeah.
aside
Right.
from her tricks, she has like actual powers. And I would do the lightning.
Being able to, she can put her
Whoa.
makeup on and be in her pajamas, but that's the beginning, babe. You should at least say, I want to be able to like manifest anything I imagine or something.
I would
Matt.
like to be able to be in my pajamas in a flash of lightning.
Lightning.
Okay, Matt, read off the powers.
All right. So obviously magic. She has elemental control. So she can do pyrokinesis, anything with heat, cryokinesis, anything with cold, electricity, water, earth, every element.
She can
And-
manipulate atoms.
Yes. She can also do teleportation. She can send herself or anyone to any place, anytime,
I hate puns.
anywhere.
like I get so much of that. Like Black Adam's, it's like I like intelligent humor. So, anyways,
So she has no limit. She's God.
And I love puns.
Yeah.
she has no.
It's
There's no
about-
kryptonite or anything. She has no weaknesses.
No, that's
Yeah,
what I
she
was saying.
does.
Like,
She does.
well,
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah, what's the weaknesses?
Mnemonic incantation.
Mnemonics, yeah.
Zatanna casts her spells by saying the words backwards. but the most complicated of the mystic arts. On one occasion, the assassin Deathstroke, which is like Deadpool, delivered a direct blow to her liver, and she has a regurgitation reaction.
Oh.
So
her
sharp
liver,
thing.
her liver.
Her liver is her weakness.
She drinks too much.
Yeah.
If you
Vulnerability
punch her in the
to-
liver, it can hurt. What's that?
She's vulnerable to magic as well. What the heck? Powerful enchantments being magic like gods are able to restrict her. Okay. So the only thing she's weak against is God.
Yeah, so I know from the story when she went to go try to save her mom Cinderella, she was with a special like group of homo magi that were starting to suck her powers away, and they would maybe have came to Zatanna next to get her powers. So she telepathically contacted Zatanna and said, "I need you to help me." So then Zatanna goes to this other world or something. She doesn't save her mom. Her mom ends up, how's it go? Like giving herself
sounded
up or
like
something?
She like sacrifices
She
herself. doesn't
sacrifices herself because she realizes that they're not going to win. It seemed like it was going in that direction.
Something like, yeah. So Zatanna grew up thinking that her mom died in a car accident, and her dad taught her stage magic, but eventually he says to her, that's not the truth. She's gone. She went to go live with the homo magi, and she just can't be here on Earth because she's not totally human. And then that led to all those other storylines.
That is so sad. Imagine you finally are reunited with your mom, and there's this battle, and you're doing your absolute best to save her, and then she sacrificed herself. That's tragic.
Yeah.
You have
But
that
it
one
shows the
moment.
character,
and that's it.
yeah.
But yeah, she has a fear of puppets too.
Oh,
I saw that on
fear
there.
of
And I was
that's
like,
her
that's
weakness?
right.
One of her weaknesses?
Oh, yeah.
She has like a
Did I?
childhood trauma involving puppets.
It's
And,
called
like,
puppophobia.
Oh my gosh. So
Phobia,
ventriloquists are like one of her...
It sounds like she's scared of puppies. Puppophobia.
There's one Zatanna cover. Is that
Yeah, with the strings.
Can you grab that one? You show that one to the camera? Yeah, that one's got kind of a... That's interesting because I saw it and thought it was just a cool cover, but now it's... I guess if you know Zatanna's scared of puppets, maybe that
Yeah,
shows
I
that
wonder
she's
It all fits in.
facing her biggest enemy,
Happens in
the
here.
puppeteer.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, man.
Whoa.
Zatanna, issue 10.
And Jen, how do you feel about puppets?
Do you have a thing against puppets?
Matt, can you grab a sock?
What?
A sock for me to make a sock puppet
Oh
out
my
of?
god. This issue looks
I just wanted to see how Jen would react.
How I would react.
Because if I put that on my hand and said
Puppets.
hello, and you were like, ah,
It's like,
This is a puppet.
I'd be like, oh, yeah, that scares
Oh,
me.
no.
Oh, whoa.
It'd be hard to... I see why that affected Zatanna.
Wait, hold on. So this comic has... I wonder if this is just a random pink crystal, but there's one issue of Superman with pink kryptonite.
Oh, I know where you're going. I know where you're going. Oh my gosh. I don't even think you bring this up.
Matt, you gotta look at the camera.
Oh my gosh.
What?
What happened?
What's going
What
on?
is this?
Why are you guys laughing at pink kryptonite?
Pink
Wow.
kryptonite makes you very feminine.
Like soy?
Like, you know what, kind of.
Like soy kryptonite.
It's
anyways.
soy.
That's not... I'm running that joke to the
yeah,
ground.
Superman gets exposed to pink kryptonite and he gets very moody.
Wait.
He gets
and
fabulous.
cares about fashion and
He gets
makeup.
fabulous?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a fan storyline?
No, that's a real
That's real.
storyline. But
Was
yeah,
this
the little
popular?
guy has it.
Was pink kryptonite...
It's popular because people look back at it now, like, because it was written.
Is he like in a high school cafeteria or something?
That's
No, this is
no,
his
that's gotta be
work,
the
though.
news.
Yeah, his work.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's fabulous now? All right.
What is he saying there?
What
But
do you
yeah,
do?
anyway, so
Oh,
I
he
saw
says-
the pink crystal and I was like, I wonder if that's.
I feel like Zatanna probably has some pink kryptonite
Pink
somewhere in
kryptonite.
Shadowcrest.
Okay. Imagine, like, girls' night out. Zatanna comes and joins. What happens?
Oh, I bet it's magical.
I love it. I
Good
love
answer.
it. I'm trying to imagine what she would be like as a friend.
She's like what's it? Like she's strong female, like girl boss vibes. You know what I mean? Like she's very
Right,
like.
She would start her own business.
Yes,
Would-
she would.
Would she promote her Instagram to her girlfriends?
She wouldn't
or
fall
would
for
she?
an MLM.
She,
She's above that. She's above that life. Zatanna business. She is her. I mean, she does run her
do you
business.
think,
Her
do you
magic.
think she
stuff.
would
Zatanna
like
joins
puns? Do you
Amway.
think she would like puns?
I think she would love a good pun.
I like intelligent humor.
I am definitely voting for the puns here.
Would she buy a round of drinks
100%.
for her friends, or would she be too? I can't.
She's more
drink.
of that like stern type of person. You know what I
Is
mean?
it girl boss?
Well, okay, so I take
really
the
know
girl.
what
I
that
take the
means,
girl
but-
boss. She's girl boss because she's strong and powerful. But she's more of a like she wouldn't be a jokester. You know what I mean? She would be more of a stern, straightforward kind of person. Which is like we didn't even talk like the casting of the movie. I'm wildly interested to see who they're gonna pick. Dua Lipa is like the number one, like might be playing her, which is wild.
That would be cool.
It's cool, but I'm just like, what? Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. That
She
could be a
definitely
good
looks
fit.
the part.
Not quite Jen Kramer, but I'd be a good second choice.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
actually,
you would
I
be a good
thought,
one.
because I was thinking about it earlier, and I was like, if I could play one person,
That's who you would guess?
that's not who I would pick.
Who
But
would you pick?
okay, so it would have to be a couple years ago, and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh.
That's who I would pick.
But not.
Yeah.
But you think currently?
Well, I think
could
she's
see
a
that.
little. I think she like officially retired from acting or something, and she's just a little bit older now. But like,
I see what
I
you
could
mean.
totally
you know,
I can
yeah,
definitely
in
see
her
that.
prime, I would pick Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Look at
But if they
that.
do like an older storyline with
Yeah, they
Zatanna,
did
she
it-
would be a good
yeah.
pick.
She'd
I
be
could
good.
see that.
How is it normally Zatanna is how old?
Or
Or do they change ages all
like
the time depending on the
mid-80s.
They don't
storyline?
change ages all the time, but she has her own shows. She knows Bruce Wayne when they're younger, so I think she's supposed to be.
Oh yeah, she's gotta be the same age as Bruce.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Yeah, so what's early 20s? I think for the most part.
wrong as in
Well,
Oh my God.
that's Zatanna.
Different
He's
Zatanna.
different.
And he's definitely older than I
He's
thought
at
he
the, he's
was.
at the man.
Yeah, he's
I know that.
75 and
House
still
of Blues.
kicking it.
I would have guessed
Wow.
younger. Okay. She's 14.
What?
Oh, I guess at the beginning, and then over time.
I was like, that's weird.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure there's different ones.
I think at first.
Yeah,
she
I was
was
gonna say
14.
about like different like storylines and stuff because I want to
Can
say
you
she dates
explain
Robin.
what Justice League Dark is? And then, like, what's Justice League Dark?
It's Justice League, but dark.
So the
No,
same
just
characters, but they're bad?
No.
It's like reverse world?
It's one of those things. So they just group characters together all the time to tell different stories. So you have the original Justice League, right, which is like Wonder Woman and who's on there? Ryan Reynolds, first time around. Oh my god.
Ryan Reynolds.
The Justice League?
What happened?
We're trying to
The
figure out who
OG
they are.
Justice League.
Do you know who the
with
Justice League is a
Superman
member of?
and Wonder
Batman.
Woman and Batman.
So all the
and
biggest
Hawkman is on there
Flash.
too. Flash is on there. So yeah, all the big guys, they're on
So that's, yeah,
Green
like
Arrow.
Avengers.
first Justice League. Yeah, and then you have
Yeah.
Justice League Dark. Zatanna's on Justice League Dark. It's just another compilation of comic book characters on a team, and
I
it's
think
just
they're
a
all
different
magicians,
line
right?
series. Are they?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, not really. So there's
Yeah,
Wonder
John
Woman,
Constantine. Aren't they all magicians? And Swamp Thing?
Batman. Oh, Batman's the escape artist, right?
No, he's not on Justice League
Now,
Dark.
do
Batman?
all the
Yeah, he is.
magicians in
Oh.
Justice League Dark tend to use their magic for good? I get the sense Zatanna uses her magic for good. She wants
yeah,
to
she's a good
save
guy.
her mom. She wants to, yeah. Do the other Justice League Dark members, do they have good intentions with their
They
magic?
do, because they're all
Okay.
heroes. So when they assemble
it.
like that on those teams, but you also have the reverse where you have teams that do it in the reverse. But who's on Justice League Dark?
Super
John
villain
Constantine.
group? Yeah, can you get a list of who's on Justice League Dark?
He's a villain of Justice League. League of Villains.
You think Zack Snyder should direct?
The Legion. Legion
think
of Doom.
someone should
There
help
it is.
him.
Legion of
Zatanna movie?
Doom.
I think someone should help him.
Someone
He can
should-
throw his name on it, but somebody should help that man.
Didn't he save like an old... Didn't they like redo a movie with him and then re-released it or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
I don't know if it
like
was-
Snyder Cut or something like that. I feel like we should bring
that's a
him into
thing.
it.
But I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Would you like to see the Zatanna movie more dark or more light?
I would like to see it more dark because DC is dark, and like a
It
big
is.
problem that they had with the first Suicide Squad movie is that they made it to be DC dark because DC is dark and gritty.
Yeah.
And then Marvel was doing so well with their
Nice
funny jokes
Disney
and
stuff,
everything that they were like, okay, we gotta like kind of incorporate that. So they changed the whole color scheme and everything. But if DC just stuck with being dark, I think they would do really, really well because it's like, okay, let
You'd
them
make
be
it a
fun
bit
and
more
goofy.
gritty and-
Yeah, be like,
Did they develop to become that way over time, or has DC always been that way and Marvel has always been more
It's
upbeat?
always been more like DC has always been more dark. And like, I mean, Marvel can get pretty dark too with like their backstories and stuff. But as far as like an overall, you know, Batman sums it up. He's just like, I'm Batman.
Yeah.
I'm Batman. And like, so that's DC. They're just like, I'm
Got it.
DC. Marvel's like,
Do you think? What do you think? What's your thoughts on Lego Zatanna?
Lego Zatanna? She was
Yeah.
in the Lego movie?
With that Lego Batman?
What? Well, I know about Lego Batman.
Wow.
I didn't know Lego Zatanna was a thing.
That's
no.
cool.
Ah!
Oh, wow.
She is.
She was
I
also in the
love-
movie. Where's
I
the
love
movie?
that there's a Lego
Was she in the
Zatanna.
first one though?
It's right here.
Or was she in like the Lego Batman?
I think it's Lego Batman. I'm not sure. Oh, it's right here.
Did you like Lego Zatanna or regular
So it
Zatanna
said
more?
Lego DC Comics superheroes, The Flash. Oh, it's under The Flash. There we go. But she speaks
What's your
backwards.
thoughts?
Pat for e-tafe. Me e ganeeps straw cab. City trap for eam.
Yo, they did your girl dirty. That is not Zatanna. That is not the strong, powerful woman.
I'm intimidated by Lego Zatanna. Well, Lego Batman too is a little bit. Oh, is that Lego Shadow Crest?
Would she have taken the Flash to Shadowcrest?
Yeah, I don't know. Shadow Crest kind of has a mind of its own. Depends on who it wants to visit it. Any last minute facts, questions? Probably like.
The movie's gonna come out next year. I really think like if
'Kay.
so the way they're hyping Dua Lipa up and everything as of recent, and the fact that Black Adam comes out next month.
You think after credit scene we'll see Zatanna?
Maybe that there could there's a there's a very strong chance I think she'll have an after credit scene. Also, if you guys are big into like flipping comics or whatever, now's the time to buy
I'm just
Zatanna
getting in
comics.
now. I'm just getting in now.
Well, like if you can find a
Matt, can you see how much that's worth? Or actually that'd be good. Matt, can you go to eBay and type in Zatanna and search for comics? Is that the best way to do
yeah,
it?
look for
95.
Hawkman number 4, and actually take note of this.
Oh, Hawkman number
We're
4.
gonna look at how
Yeah,
much
this is a great way
Hawkman
to
number
finish
4 is right now.
As of this recording, on
Oh,
Wednesday,
as of this
August
recording.
31st.
Yes, and then after the
2022.
film comes out, how much more it is?
Okay.
Okay.
So right now,
Well,
it is currently
there's-
12 cents.
Okay. No.
Matt,
false.
that was
okay.
$1964.
So, yes, that's
You got to go to eBay.
Oh,
yeah, and
now.
like the grades matter. So
Is this eBay?
So
Or-
you see the one at a 9.6. There's the one at a 9.6. Are you on Go Collect? That's good enough. Okay.
Yeah. Where do we go? Is this where you would buy a comic?
There's
How do you value a comic? Where would you go?
honestly. So eBay is a big source
Matt,
to go.
search eBay. Zatanna Hawkman 4.
And then to get like a more official grade, you like look at the ones that actually sold or whatever. But we can just Google it really quick because you could list that.
Search
It's like
eBay
art.
for. Okay, that's fine.
I'm at eBay.
But you just click like on an individual listing. Like just search for Hawkman number 4 or Zatanna.
Oh, you put Hawkman 4. It took you to a
4.0?
Hawkman 4.0, which is a grade. Yeah.
All right.
With Zatanna, that one, right?
Hawkman number 4 for Zatanna.
Copy incomplete.
Yeah, that's a raw. So that's a raw copy. So it's not encapsulated like yours.
But only
That
$100.
we could bid on.
I'll pay that for $100. $100?
Wait, $350.
Matt, put that in the cart. I should get a Hawkman. I need a Hawkman.
Is it a reprint?
Is it a reprint?
What?
says
It says
Haley,
Sweet.
don't take me down the wrong path here.
Listen, I'm just like
Is this
I'm
worth
looking,
$5 or is it worth it?
No, it's definitely worth.
Okay, I'll buy it before the video goes live, and then
That's what I'm saying,
all
just make sure that
30
guy
people who view it
Condition
outbid me.
acceptable.
Okay,
I
so
don't trust this seller.
It's got
It's a
0
bid.
bids. That's not what it's
I
going
do
to end
not
at. We need to
trust
buy
this
it.
seller.
Get it by it now price.
All right. So we have to bid an amount.
No,
we
but
have 18
I don't even
hours
want
left.
to. Who knows?
we only have 18
How
hours
much?
left.
How much do I bid?
No, I.
$450.
Okay. Oh my God. Are you on my account? I can't afford that.
I'm already placing it. Too late, buddy.
Oh no.
We gotta buy it.
Oh no, 200,000. Okay, let's get it. See if we can get one that's sold. Can you check? How do you check that's sold?
Yeah,
or...
so on the left-hand side, if you scroll all the way down, after you get past bronze and like all of that,
Hawkman
not
number 4
condition.
lower. We need to buy it now. Can you search only buy it now
So
prices?
buy it now. Yeah. Oh.
Accept offer? Oh, these are ones. Oh, I didn't even know you could do this on eBay. So these are ones that were sold.
There you go. Yeah. So the ones that are sold, that's how you can actually determine its worth. Fun fact, because it's just like art, where it's like it's worth what someone's willing to pay for it.
Right.
Okay. You can buy it for $6 now.
Well, that's not the.
So I think that's a reprint.
It looks like it might be averaging around like 400.
Yeah, I saw 450, 400.
Okay. Hang on.
So it's like,
Matt, you
and those are all raw too.
Those are raw. So if it were actually
encapsulated like that, yeah, it would be worth more.
Right.
Okay.
Haley, thank you so much for coming out. That was awesome to learn
thank
more.
you.
We needed Zatanna 101. Jen,
that was
thank
such
you.
an interesting
I
conversation.
need to learn more about Zatanna. She's coming out, guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
But yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, that was fun.
Loved it.